All right, everyone, welcome back into another fantasy golf video. Going to be breaking down my favorite bets here for the CJ Cup Byron Nelson. And I want to go ahead and start out with the best EV bets that we are currently getting. As you guys can see, this is typical. Okay, Bet365 are all the best EV bets. Let's actually switch it up and just focus on the American markets here. U.S. markets, I should say. So BetMGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, PointsBet, and FanDuel. And so now we get a better expectation of which prop bets we should be going out of our way to target. And I will say, Keith Mitchell on DraftKings, made cut prop bet, feels like one that we should be hammering. He is one that I was right on the fence of placing as an outright bet as well. And so really one of my favorite bets to start this video will be Keith Mitchell to make the cut. If we just toss in like the payout difference here, it's not going to be that great, don't get me wrong. But if we can make the best decisions possible each and every slate, obviously that's going to help us be successful. So you're going to get 50 cents more on a bet of $10 or more. So, do with that what you will if you want to. I'm not telling you guys how much to bet, but that is a good spot there in DraftKings. If you're placing a bet on Keith Mitchell, the best one would be a made cut bet on DraftKings. And you might be wondering, well, why is he a good made cut bet? Well, he ranks out as top 10 pick in the 9 to 5 mile this week. The only issue with him is he is a little bit hit or miss, but we're going to see, the two data points. I guess there's three data points that are kind of lackluster for him this week. That's going to be the missed cut at this event 2 years ago, but he made the cut at this event 3 years ago. Okay, he's the fourth best staff in the field, ranking out really well in greens and regulation, or greens gain, birdie or better percentage as well, which are going to be two key stats for this week. He did miss the cut event at event 3 weeks ago, or 3 starts ago, and then also 5 starts ago. Other than that, looking like a really sharp play, and the fact that that's popping up as the best EV bet, I'm okay with rolling with that. After that, Ryan Palmer, potentially top 20 bets. I don't like that. You could do Taylor Montgomery. I personally don't like that as well. Another made cut bet that you could potentially run out is going to be Mackenzie Hughes to make the cut. Again, it's going to be a DraftKings bet. All these are like decent, but none of these I personally stick out to me, which I don't mind. I'm kind of okay with that. Let's just look at it from an outright perspective. Where are we getting the best value? Adam Schenk. And Adam Schenk is someone that I'm definitely on the fence of wanting to make him an outright bet or not making an outright bet. Both him and Keith Mitchell were two players that I was right on the fence of making an outright bet or not making an outright bet. And I decided not to, but I don't know. I might have to take this bet. 40-1 on BetMGM. Let's take a bigger peek at that. So first and foremost, we take a peek at Adam Schenk. He's only the 21st best pick in the 9 to 5 mile this week. He does have course experience here, but 2 missed cuts. So we don't love that. That's kind of a worry with him as a potential outright bet winner. But what do we like about him? Well, he's 5th in recent form, and he's the 3rd best specialist. If people are confused about what the specialists are, specialist data is going to be pulling in all the unique characteristics for that week's tournament and turning it into a data point. So like course location, course style, type of scoring at that course designer, what par is it? Like this week, I think an interesting data point is the amount of water hazards in play. So that's all going into that. He's the 3rd best in the field there. Okay. And again, we love the recent form from him, been making a bunch of cuts, and it also been showing some upside. And that also tells you kind of the caliber of field that we have as well. But he is someone that I do think it could come together for him to get a victory. And so, yeah, if we pull up Adam Schenk on just the betting page here, we are going to see the 40-1 odds for BetMGM is a very good bet. If you want to do him first round leader, potentially could do that as well. That's okay. I don't think we need to do that, but that's up to you guys if you guys want to run that out. Another one that I want to point out that, long shot wise, you could potentially bet as like a potential like EV bet. And then I'm going to get to my favorite outright bets. Well, I guess there's 2. And one of these will be an outright bet of mine. One is Tom Hoge here. Okay, we can see on FanDuel, on BetMGM, 33-1 compared to 30-1 for his average line. A slight edge there, but a decent enough edge to, make a difference. So really don't mind that. You're going to get about $18 if you were to bet him $10 for an outright bet compared to what you get on the average line. So not a bad line there for Tom Hoge, but Chandler Phillips is the one I wanted to call out, because is it within the realm of possibility that we get a random outright winner? I think it is. And Chandler Phillips has been someone that's been casually playing decent. A lot of people might talk themselves into him as an outright bet. I don't mind that. I shouldn't say a lot of people. There's going to be very minimal people that do that, but I could talk myself into that, specifically on PointsBet at 175-1. We can see the average line has it closer to 135-1. Okay, so that's a very big payout difference there. He is someone that has been trending a little bit there as well. Played well last week at the Zero Classic. Don't mind him. Now, some popular bets. Some more popular bets, I should say. CT Pan outright wise, if you want to bet him, you'd bet him on BetMGM 100-1 compared to 84-1 on average. So that's a decent one. I know a lot of people are going to be betting on Peter Quest. He's someone that I don't mind as an outright bet, long shot wise. And if you were going to bet on him, you would bet on him on either FanDuel or points bet because you're getting him at 90 to 1 there, where on average it's about 78 to 1 on other sites. So that is a very good edge that you are currently getting on those two sites. So with that, let's go ahead and now get into my favorite outright bets. So guys, it's going to be kind of a simple video here for my favorite outright bets. I'm going to stick to what the data is telling us to do, and the data is telling us that Siwoo Kim is a pretty elite outright bet. Okay, he finished runner-up at this event last year, missed the cut the year prior to that, and then made the cut as well 3 years ago. Other than that, he's the best half in the field, second best in recent form, fourth best specialist, and the best pick in the 9 to 5 mile. But he is also tied, and I'm a little bit surprised by that, is Alex Noren, who has been playing well. Stat fit wise, he makes a lot of sense as well. Top 6 there. He is top 10 or better in all the key metrics that we're looking at, including specialists, where he ranks second, best in recent form, best in the 9 to 5 model. It's going to be very difficult not to avoid Alex Noren this week. And watch, this is going to be the week where he's really popping up, where he misses the cut. It's kind of one of those situations. I mentioned this with Jaeger kind of leading up to his victory, where the event before he made, the event before he won, he missed the cut. And that's kind of just how it goes. Like, you've been playing so well for so long, it's either going to break one way or the other. Either you're going to push through and finally win an event, or it's going to be that you're going to miss an event. But these two plays, Siwoo Kim and Alex Noren, are looking great. Now let's go ahead and find out where the best bets for those two players are. So for Alex Noren, outright wise, the best number that you can get is Bet Online. A lot of you guys probably don't have that, 28 to 1, but you can get him at 25 to 1 on FanDuel or DraftKings. Good odds there. If you just want to play it safe and maybe use them in a parlay for a make cut, I don't mind that as well. Not as good of payouts on DraftKings or FanDuel, but if you were going to do that, do it on FanDuel. But not terrible. You could potentially do a top 20 bet for him, 1.3 to 1 there. Not bad odds for Alex Noren, but do like him as an outright bet on FanDuel, 25 to 1. And then Siwoo Kim as well. Yes, he's going to be one of the favorites to win this week, but we can still get one of the favorites at 16 to 1 odds. Now, that is what his line is across the board. You can get him at 18 to 1 on Bovada if you want to run that out. That makes sense as well. But those two plays make a ton of sense outright-wise. Those should be starting points. Another starting point that I think we have is going to be Mark Hubbard. Mark Hubbard has been playing extremely good golf. Last week during my video breakdown of the Zero Classic, I mentioned Mark Hubbard, I would be all over his team if he had simply picked a better teammate. That is, quote-unquote, what I said. Thankfully, I still ended up on Mark Hubbard in some capacity in my 150 max entry lineups, and he was able to help me take down a GPP last week. Mark Hubbard has just been playing so good at golf, okay? It's going to be very difficult to ignore him. And I find it so fascinating that we're getting, arguably one of the best golf plays this week and one of the golfers in the best form at 55 to 1. That to me is really fascinating that we are getting that. You can get him at almost 0.5 to 1 on DraftKings to make the cut. Like, that I like as well. Those are two very good bets, I would say, on paper. And so for those of you guys that maybe didn't watch the first video on this channel, the reason why Mark Hubbard is popping up is not only the fact that he has course history at this track, finishing 32nd and 34th, love that there from him, but it's the fact that he is a great stat fit, third best in the field, really ranks out well in effective scoring, which is a 9 to 5 stat that measures ability to make the cut, but also upside, measuring strokes gain differential, a bunch of stuff mixed in there. Love the fact that he's second there, third best in par 5 scoring, which you need to be scoring here. Greens gain 24th, and then birdie or better percentage 7th in the field. Okay, just looking really good there. 11 straight make cuts on the PGA Tour with multiple top 10 finishes mixed in there. Now, some people might not be factoring in the Zurich Classic. I get that. I am. Like, playing good golf is contagious. Like, that's a good thing to happen. Now, I could see, like, with the next player that I'm going to mention, Tom Hoagie, where he missed the cut, you can kind of write that off because, well, it is a team event. Like, it's easier for a player to mentally get over that. But Mark Hubbard just makes a ton of sense as an outright bet. And so, yes, I mentioned Tom Hoagie as an outright bet. He is coming in off of the missed cut last week. Oh, well. Besides that, he had an 18th, 14th, 54th, 12th, 28th, 8th, 17th, 6th. He has just been playing some great golf. 6th best in the field. Getting slightly knocked by that miscut last week, but again, like, I really don't care about that miscut last week. Key stat-wise, top 15 or better in all the key stats that we're looking at. Best in birdie or better percentage in the field. So if he gets hot, he could really get hot. Does have course experience here. Best finish was 2 years ago with a top 20 finish. Love that there from him. Does have a little bit of ties to Texas. Went to school in Texas. I think it was TCU off the top of my head. And so with Tom Hoagie, outright-wise, you can get him at 33 to 1 on some sites, which is a pretty decent edge. Like BetMGM, 33 to 1 for him compared to, again, FanDuel or DraftKings. That's a pretty big edge. That's not only a good EV bet that you can make outright-wise, but just a very good logical bet as well. So I have two more outright bets. Just going to kind of quickly glance on them. Adam Scott is someone that's been trending in the right direction. You can get him at 25 to 1. Those are very good odds. 28 to 1 on Bet365 if you guys have access to that. He's coming in as the third best pick in the 9 to 5 model. My issue with him is when I trust him are the weeks that he tends to disappoint me. And then Benny Ann. Benny Ann is a birdie maker. He is someone that I do think can get hot. A little bit risk reward. Like, he is not someone I would want to put on a made cut slip, but he is someone that can get hot and win, and you can get him at 28-1. Now, real quickly, I want to touch on 3 other long shot bets that I don't mind this week. Peter Quest is someone that people are going to be on. He's coming in with 2 really good finishes on the PGA Tour, and also has a 14th place finish at this event last year. That is what people are liking about him. I'm not going to talk anyone out of that. If they're finding reasons to bet on Peter Quest, I get that. He was popping up as a good outright bet. But the 2 that I want to focus on here are going to be Justin Lauer and Chan Kim. Both of them are, coming in with pretty good form. Justin Lauer has made 3 straight made cuts in a row, and his miscut, 4 if you include the Zurich Classic, and his miscuts haven't been terrible miscuts. Like, he's still shooting under par, still playing quality golf. We're going to see it's made the cut 2 times here at this track. Love that there from him. Has shown upside. Just a relatively good play across the board, and if he's not going to have that many flaws in his game, that is a long shot bet that I could talk myself into. And then we also have Chan Kim here as well, who we can see birdie or better percentage-wise, top 20 in the field, 6th best in effective scoring, been playing extremely well, making 8 straight cuts now, sporting a top 10 finish in there as well. He was kind of in contention a little bit last week, and then they just fell off on Sunday. But you can get Justin Lauer at 90-1 on BetMGM. I do like that. And you can also get Chan Kim at 80-1 as well. So really not bad odds for those 2. And I think they're pretty good long shot bets. And then just one other one that, in terms of a golfer that's been playing pretty well recently, Max Gracerman. Not the best in terms of getting a big edge like we were with Chandler Phillips, where we saw a massive difference in his odds between one side to another, but you can get him at 120-1 on FanDuel. The reason why would be to just try to get lucky with the top 10 upside that he has sported recently. 2 top 10 finishes over his past 4 starts, which is not terrible. It doesn't rank out too well in the 9-5 model though. But that is going to do it for the outright bets for this week. Again, my favorite outright bets: Siwoo Kim, Alex Noren, Mark Hubbard, Benny Ann, Adam Scott, and then Tom Hoagie. If you guys are looking for some long shot bets, Chan Kim, Justin Lauer, Max Gracerman, Peter Quest. I know it's kind of a popular one. And then potentially, if you want to maybe gain some EV, Chandler Phillips, decent bet. I think it was on points bet. And then I do really like Keith Mitchell to make the cut on DraftKings. That's probably my favorite bet. Let's call that the bet of the week. Keith Mitchell to make the cut on DraftKings. Lock it in. I hate using the lock word. Don't lock it in, guys. I hate using the lock word, but that to me is one of the best bets that we're getting on paper this week. All right, everyone, that is going to be all for today's video. Make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys want access to any of the fantasy golf tools that you saw in this video, head on over to 9to5sports.com. They are available for just $10 a month. Get over there. All right, thanks for watching. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.